in LA tonight. This is going to be interesting. The Lakers had such a great fight at the end to get that home court, and then they gave it up in game one. I know, Boogie, we're not supposed to panic after the first game, but it's must-win, as far as one can say.
Absolutely a must-win. I don't think any team with championship aspirations want to go down 0-2. Obviously, you know, with that being a realistic thing, that puts a lot of pressure on that team. Obviously, you give the Timberwolves a lot of momentum moving forward. And a team like the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards and just the way they're wired, you don't want to give that team any more confidence than they already have. So this is definitely a must-win. Do I think it's winnable for the Lakers? Absolutely. I do think we'll get a way better showing from LeBron James. Obviously, Luka's going to, you know, do what he does. They are going to attack him on the defensive end, so I hope he's locked in defensively. I'm sure that's part of the game plan, and the same thing goes for LeBron James. They're the two heads of the snake, and they have to lead on both ends. So this is definitely a must-win game for them, and like I said, no team with the goal of winning a championship wants to go down 0-2.
Yeah, you can't go to Minnesota down 0-2 with this team, how you match up with them, how good they can be in the half court defensively. The odds makers are so good, but the fact that they got blown out and they're still 5.5-point favorites is interesting to me. But the Lakers are going to be better. They're going to clean some stuff up. I guarantee you Luka has more than one assist tonight. But they're going to get better, and I do think this is going to be a tight game.
They just got to match physicality. That was one of the glaring things from game one. They didn't match physicality. They allowed guys to be pushed around. I'm sure that'll be something that they'll adjust to. And they also got to guard the three-point line. Now that they know that Minnesota likes that three, they got 6 different guys that at least hit one, and you had Ant-Man get hot. That's got to be something that they adjust to as well. They got to make them play inside the line. They got to play 2s for 2s and not 2s for 3s. And also take the bench out of the game. Like, you can't allow DiVincenzo to be as effective as he was. Like, he didn't score a bunch of points, but just his impact being out on the floor was good for them. And obviously, former 6th Man of the Year, Naz Reid, you got to figure out a way to limit his touches as well and limit his impact on both ends of the floor. And if you do those things, I think the Lakers have an opportunity to win this game.
Lou, I don't know what the number is here, but let me just throw up a same-game parlay and see if it's to your liking. All right, plus 662.
I like that.
All right, so the Doncic assist will go way up from game one. Jaden McDaniels over. You know what? LeBron James double-double.
I'm not mad at this one.
Free money?
Yeah, I'm not mad at this one.
Nothing is. I've learned that the hard way.
Never call it a lock.
I'm not mad at this one.
But actually, this one feels.
The LeBron double-double. We got to get it in assist or rebounds. I don't know which one. He hadn't been rebounding at the clip that we're accustomed to LeBron having, but you know, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind that same game.
They can't. They won't lose this game. They can't. They won't. They can't. All right, we take a quick break. More on the other side. I don't think they will. Dallas, a press conference with cameras and recording devices, which is pretty unheard of at this point with Nico Harrison. And he was asked immediately, why should you not be fired? His response was, I've done a really good job here. Chandler, take it away.
He's got to stop doing media. He's not good. he's not good at media, and he keeps doubling down. And again, I respect what he's doing, holding his position. He's made a trade, and we cannot judge him based on what he's done yet. Until this team is fully loaded next year, healthy, I get that. He's got to be able to connect with the fans that are upset. He's got to be relatable. He's got to understand that there's 20,000 people. But so stop doing this. This is making it worse. The one with no cameras was even weirder. And
which he didn't want to do, by the way. That was an ownership thing.
Like, and then some of the stuff he said in this is just so cringy. And he was literally throwing some softball questions yesterday, and he struck out. Like it was a bad performance. And it's just. You made your decision. Again, that's part of the job. He clearly thought that was best for the franchise, which you agree to or disagree. Accept that people were upset. Be relatable. You don't have to keep doubling down, not acting like you didn't realize how important Luka was to the city and the franchise. The stuff I read later that we're going to talk about guys that meant a lot to me when I was in Dallas too, it's just Bush League, and it just doesn't make sense that he keeps talking and keeps saying this. The only way I think he gets out of this is if the Mavs win a championship next year.
Next year?
I think if not, I think he's gone. Like, I think he's dug a hole so deep. He's offended so many people. He's offended an entire city just based on one decision he made and discretion.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a slippery slope. He's just got to stop talking. He's got to stop doing media.
He's not a great public speaker. I mean, look, not everyone is. I get that, but it's becoming really problematic. Boogie, he was also asked if he was surprised by the reaction of the fans, and then he said, "quote about Luka, I knew he was important to the fan base. I didn't know to quite what level."
Crazy.
How is that even a possible statement?
I need Nico's plug.
Nico's what?
His plug, man, because he is on another planet. With some of the things that he said, through all the madness, you know, I can look at things through a different lens. And Nico, I can say I actually respect the fact that you're going out your way. Like, I'm okay.
You're going out.
You're going out your way, and I can respect that because in this business, it's always an end date. It's always an end date. So I respect you for going out your way, doing it your way. Respect. But that doesn't mean you're doing it the correct way. Hire PR. That would be
there
you know
is
my
PR.
he needs his own personal
like
PR. Like just follow him around. Security and the PR team. Just follow you around. You got to get more in touch, brother. You know, actually listen to the reactions from all this. I think you should take that in, and I think that'll help you realize, you know, how important Luka was to this fan base and to the city.
But he's not new. Like I get that the owners came in; they have no basketball knowledge.
I don't think this decision was his. I can't sit up here and honestly feel like this was a decision that he made on his own. I won't believe that.
You think he wants to be fired, and so he's going to continue? Because
I think he might, at this point, just be saying things to, you know, speed up the process. Like just get me out of here. Like, but I can't sit here and say I feel like this was a decision fully, you know, from him. I think this came from above him. He's the scapegoat, and he has to live with it. But I can't. But it doesn't make sense.
The fact that he says
it doesn't make
realize
sense.
It, like, how could you not? And if I'm Patrick Dumont and I'm a new sports owner and I don't know much about the NBA or basketball, I hired this guy to know that and to know these repercussions and these, you know, insane, like, severe ramifications that are happening because of this decision. So the fact that he's saying he didn't realize that, number one, I don't believe him. Number two, if I'm the owner, that bothers me more that this is the guy in charge and he wasn't aware of the kind of backfire that this is going to create.
It is problematic.
Like, that is problematic alone.
What if this came from the owner, though?
Then by the way, and part of me does feel for him. Like, his daughter getting bullied and stuff, the 20,000 people getting booed, like that's not fair.
I think
like
this was an ownership decision.
But at the end of the day, he's not helping himself because every time he talks, he doesn't sound great. Every time he talks, he doubles down and offends somebody. And then this article that came out yesterday was one of the most bullshit things I've ever read.
Do we want to get into that right now?
Sure.
Oh, well, let's get into it. All right, so Tim McMahon had an article, and in that, there's a lot in the article. He said that Nico overhauled the health and performance group, which was including the firing of a very long-time director of health and performance, Casey Smith, who everyone, by all accounts, loved, including Dirk and Luka. And according to that, Nico felt threatened by him and thought that his voice carried too much weight in the organization, Chandler. See, this is where it gets tricky with Nico, because you feel bad in one hand and then you read this article.
The problem with